Alright, can you guys hear me? I think I got it working. This is my first real live stream, by the way. So bear with me. It says it's live right now. Alright, well, if anybody doesn't have a specific request, I'm going to go ahead and get started with one of these benchmarks. Hey, Poison. Can you hear me? Is the audio working? I'm going to turn my volume up so I can hear when there's a new chat. Is there not a notification that you get when there's a new pop-out chat? I guess you can't get notifications when there's new. Awesome. Thank you, Poison. So since you are the only one that's responded so far, do you have a specific benchmark that you'd like to look at? Got 3D Mark, Cinebench, and Geekbench installed on here. I think I'll go ahead and run a 3D Mark. Launch 3D Mark, 64-bit. So right now I have my settings just at the base default settings in Alienware Command Center. I'm going to see what it does. Oh no, actually I have the overclock up. I'm going to turn the overclock down and see what it does with the default settings. No overclocking. Wow, that just made it a lot quieter. Alright. Oh, I gotta reboot? No, I don't want to do that. I guess I'll just stay on. I didn't have to do that on my Alienware laptop. Reboot every time I want to change my overclock. It's already set to 02. Alright, let's jump into 3D Mark. Get some coffee. What's going on, Electriz? Did I say that right? Electriz, that's a cool name. Scanning system info. Alright, let's run it and see what it does. This is a 3D Mark Time Spy benchmark. I have my overclocking settings all the way up right now. Yep, high performance, overclock 2. Oh, and people were saying some things about the memory not being at default at 32 megahertz. Oh, well, I'll talk about that afterwards. Anyways, or I'll show that afterwards. People were saying that the RAM was not defaulting to 3200 megahertz. Did you ever have a blue screen problem? I have not on the Aurora yet. I have on my Alienware M17 R3. I get blue screens on that one. Probably get one per week, I'd say. Turn the volume down on that. So right now we're doing benchmarks running 1080p to my second computer. I'm looking at it on a big screen on a second monitor right now, so there should be no type of input lag or anything like that. One thing I'm going to do after I do these benchmarks at 1080p, I'm also going to run it at 4K. So in order to do that, I have to disconnect the HDMI real quick on my big screen to run to my laptop that does have 4K, so we can actually test it and see how well it does at 4K. How much is it? So the Aurora R12 that I got, I maxed out all the stats except for the RAM. I got 32 gigabytes on that instead of the full 128 because most of the games that I've used, or even the Adobe software I've used, I've never really gone past that 32 gigabytes. But you can get up to 128 on this machine. So the machine that I got, maxed out 3090 RTX, was a little over $4,000. So it's pretty expensive. You can buy it on Amazon right now, but you can also buy it straight from Dell. I'm not sure if the 3090 is still available. I know those graphics cards have been selling like hotcakes, but honestly buying the 3090 by itself is almost as expensive as the Aurora R12, just because 3090 is such hot demand right now. Alright, so let's see what we got. Did it stop? What's going on? Just waiting to give me the results? Oh no, it's running another test. That makes sense. Yeah, that's pretty expensive. Sure is. A lot of people say that it's better to buy your own box and then build it yourself, which is technically true, but there's a lot of things that can go wrong with that. I know the first time that I tried to build my own box, something wasn't connected right and it started smoking, and then we realized it had something to do with the LEDs that were on the inside. So we only, me and my roommate at the time, only ruined the LEDs that were part of the box. Luckily it didn't actually hurt anything on the motherboard. Yeah, I think selling 2 kidneys might pay for it. Might be just a little bit under though. Why does it keep exiting me out? Test run was canceled by user. What? No, it was not. You didn't give me my full score? Okay, I'm gonna make sure I don't touch the mouse. I don't know why it said the test was canceled by the user. Alright, well let me jump onto another one. We'll come back to 3D Mark, because that was kind of lame. Alright, let's jump on to... Can you try Apex Legendary? I think did I install that one? Could have sworn I installed that one. I can have that one downloading if I didn't, because I know that one's free to play. Let's see. Play game. Disk space required. Disk space available. Good, good, good. I agree. Couldn't wait until launch to join in. My R12 is in production now. How long was it until you received yours after it went into production? So, from the moment that I clicked buy now, it said that it was going to take a full month to get to my house. and then 12 days early I get an email saying, surprise, it's coming today. So that was that made me excited. Am I gonna upgrade the hard drive? I might possibly upgrade the hard drive. I just got the 256 gigabytes of SSD to try it out for now. So I don't have too much memory in there. But from everything that I've read, after the SSD mainly helps for the initial loading time of the games, not the actual performance in the FPS. Alright, so I'm going to let that download while we're checking other things out. So we've got Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Shadow of a Tomb Raider, The Witcher 3, Cyberpunk 2077. Gonna jump on to, what was my other, Cinebench, that's right. The 256 is just the boot drive. Right, yeah, it is just the boot drive, but I could have opted to get a larger boot drive. I've been putting a lot of stuff on my secondary normal SATA drive that's on this machine. Alright, so let's start CPU multi-core. Yeah, you're gonna love it, Cedric. It's definitely a super powerful machine. Oops. Wow, I remember when I did this test on my laptop, I had to leave the room because the watching individual boxes was boring me, but this is going pretty fast. Do I hold giveaways? I do giveaways once a week, just with Amazon gift cards. But recently, just last week, this is an update on me, I was let go from my job. I think I'm still going to keep doing the giveaways. I would really love to take YouTube full-time. Maybe sprinkle in some freelance visual effects work or animation work. But yeah, the last job that I was at, they were really trying to find creative work for me at the company. That wasn't their focus. I got that job through a friend of mine. So it was honestly one of those jobs that I kind of knew that I was gonna get let go pretty soon, just because I wasn't making them any money. There wasn't anything that I was working on that I knew was generating them income. I'm glad they had me on for as long as they did, though. But I'm not really actually that disappointed, because I like to work at a company that I know that I'm really valuable at. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm not too worried. We have some options. If I want to kind of try to take YouTube full time, some options to kind of help float us for the amount of time that it's going to take to do that. But it seems like people are really loving the gaming computer reviews and the gaming unboxings, so I think I'm going to focus more on that. A lot of my dad tech, my tech that's just dad related tech, didn't seem to be too much in demand, so I might kind of stray away from that. I've also been thinking about changing the name of the channel from Dad Tech to maybe Tech Dad, or something else that doesn't really have to do specifically with dads. But yeah, that's just kind of the evolution of this channel. What the people want, they're gonna get. Can you use that money for giveaways? Do some mining. Do $30 a day right now. F mining is popping. You know, I read about that, but I was also reading too that the amount of power that it takes to mine that amount of money exceeded the amount of money that you would make. So I don't know if that's true. I guess I can do some tests with my R12, see if mining can actually generate that income. Please don't remove the dad part if you change your channel name. Yeah, I might just switch the order of it, because it's more tech from a dad than tech for dads. I think dad kind of describing the tech isn't really as much about what this channel's about. But yeah, I'm pretty proud of being a dad. Love my kids. Not true, no. Well, I guess I can take a look at it and see if it actually is profitable. I guess now with the price of cryptocurrencies skyrocketing, just even small amounts of it being mined is profitable. You know, that makes sense, Cedric, because why else would the 3090s be selling like crazy if the cost of the power versus its output was not exceeding? I can see why, you know, every time there's a cryptocurrency boom, it really hurts the gaming community, because all these graphics cards, just the prices go through the roof. Can you review more tech which is affordable instead of selling kidneys? You know, I've been getting some requests about that. I think I might look into some more inexpensive gaming laptops, like laptops under a budget. Maybe like under 1,000, 1,500. I have to go now. I hope I don't miss that much. Yeah, don't worry about it, Poison. This should be uploaded to you. This is my first actual real stream, so it should be. I'm assuming it'll stay up on YouTube after the stream is finished. Epic Zap Zero, what's going on, man? Or woman? See, did I miss any questions? Yeah, funny thing about mining with cryptocurrency, I got burned with. Oh, I didn't get burned. I obsessed over cryptocurrency back in 2017 and put quite a bit of money. Actually, I put about $13,000, which is basically all of my life savings, into a bunch of different coins and coins that hadn't even come out yet. And within about 4 months, that crypto skyrocketed to my portfolio went from 13,000 to 107,000 within 4 months. And I kept riding that train, kept thinking, oh man, this is going to be awesome. I'll be a millionaire within a year. And that's when it started crashing, and I kept holding on to it, And eventually I decided to cash out before I lost my initial amount of money, because I had a new house I needed to buy, and I had a wedding that I had to pay for, so I wasn't willing to lose my shirt and lose everything. But yeah, that was my very exciting and then sad 2017. Beginning of 2017, I think, was when it just skyrocketed. People would love that more due to the situation, because not a lot of people have money. I don't think people have $4,000 on a desktop. Yeah, it's definitely not cheap. For my full review video that I should be releasing on Friday, I'll kind of go over the specs that, after using this machine, the specs that I think you might be able to trim away from the model that I got. that might not be too necessary to still get really good gaming performance. Devil in Black, what's going on? How you doing today? This is really exciting to see these buckets rendering so fast. I'm a 3D artist myself. I've been doing that for the past 10 years now as my main job. And seeing these buckets render this fast it gets me going. It's exciting. Especially with how realistic the lighting, the shading, and reflections and materials are in this test render. It's pretty impressive. And honestly, it's not too... Let me get out my handy decibel meter. I'm going to put this right next to the side fan and let you guys know how loud it currently is right now. Looks like we got 64.9. So it's not quiet, but I guess I've got my laptop fan going too, so it kind of muffles out the fan of the Aurora R12. Gave up until about 6 months ago. Started mining again, been kicking ass, easy. You can mine directly or more easily with NiceHash. I've heard of NiceHash. I might have to look into that. Here's another fun fact. I signed up to be a Brave content creator, so if you guys are ever using the Brave browser, the people that don't like to be tracked with specific ads and things like that, if you're using the Brave browser, I am a Brave certified creator now, so whenever somebody watches my channel, I get a little bit of, I guess, Brave crypto just for the amount of time that you're on there. If you have that enabled to where contributions go to creators, which some people have. Some people have done that. RTX 3050. Yeah, this one's the 3090. I don't have Assassin's Creed. How much is that one? Just got to be careful with my amount of... I just typed in the YouTuber's name instead of the actual game. Assassins... Am I spelling this wrong? Is that a Steam game? Should be. Yeah, there we go. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Where's that one? Wow, there's a lot of Assassin's Creeds. I'm using Brave right now. Nice. Yeah, I like that browser a lot. It's like Chrome, but a nicer version of Chrome. Somebody told me that I guess one of the creators of Chrome built the Brave browser. Oh, I'm asking his opinions on the 3050. 3050 is definitely good as well. I haven't tested that out myself. Alright, so here we go. We've got the CPU multi-core score, 9,307. You can see where that ranks next to these other ones. I definitely want to... I've been doing a lot of NVIDIA computers. But I think I want to do some AMD ones as well. Wow. 1.7 times faster, 2.6 times faster, and the AMD Ryzen Threadripper. Get that one. Alright, let's try the CPU single core score, and then we can jump on some of those games that you guys were talking about. So where's that Valhalla one? I'm downloading Apex right now. Did I spell Valhalla wrong? Valhalla. Va. What country? I'm currently in the US right now. Yeah, look at that thing. Great multi-processor ratio, 27 times, 32 cores, 64 threads. 64 threads at 3 gigahertz. That's insane. So that one's got 30,000 points rendering at multi-core. That's quite a bit faster than this one. But who's going to spend that kind of money? You reviewed the HP Omen, then what are you going to do with it? You know, I was just borrowing the HP Omen. I definitely can't afford to have all of these computers. Maybe one day I'll be able to have them, or we'll be given them from the companies themselves. But until then, I can't really keep these machines. What country is most everybody in here from? Let's scoot me out of the way. Gotta go. Good job, man, on the stream and interaction. Thanks, Cedric. UAE gang. Nice. What's everybody think about the bombs happening in Israel right now? That's pretty crazy. Animal House from UK, what's going on? Looks like we got 5 minutes left on the single core, and then I can do a 3D Mark and a Geekbench, unless you guys want me to just start jumping into the games, and I can kind of sandwich those other ones on the end. You're a very underrated YouTuber. You deserve more subs. Really appreciate that, man. Most times I don't feel like I'm ready to record a video, or I never really feel like my videos are finished, just coming from like an artistic standpoint. So it's like sometimes it's just I gotta release it, gotta send it out there, because can't be spending 40 hours on every single video. Games, alright. We will jump on the games. Let me go ahead and record what the CPU multi-core was for later reference. Core 9307. Let's make sure we say that this is Cinebench. Cinebench R23. CPU single core. Yet to be determined. Devil in Black, are you rich? I am definitely not rich. What I was talking about in the beginning, you might have missed. I was let go of my job last week, my day job. Kind of a blessing in disguise, just because I knew that they weren't really making any money off of me. There wasn't much work for what I do coming into that company, so it kind of weighed on me that I was basically a burden to them. So I knew eventually I was going to get let go. I'm thinking about possibly doing YouTube full time, but yeah, these computers that I'm reviewing are just being borrowed. Definitely can't keep them. Maybe one day, if I can figure out how to make this YouTube channel super awesome, maybe it'll get big enough to where I can get these machines directly from the manufacturers, and then I can do giveaways of the machines themselves at the end of the reviews. That would be an awesome dream of mine. Have you heard that Alienware has heating issues? Can you please review it? Let's jump into single cores going on right now. Let's see what the heat it currently is right now. So the GPU temperature right now is at 30 degrees Celsius, and the CPU is at 54 right now. So not too hot. But then again, we're just doing a benchmark or a Cinebench benchmark. I can jump out of the next game that we go into with the settings at Ultra, and we can take a look and see what the temperature is at. It might be the fastest CPU, but I suppose you have to juggle CPU power to graphics card power. I think the 3090 more than makes up for the shortfall in the CPU. That is a good point. Love from India, all the best for your future endeavors. Thank you, Suraj. Really appreciate it. Yeah, it seems like there's a India or YouTube is really popular in India. I think from what I've seen, it's YouTube is the most popular percentage-wise of the population in the U.S., and then I think underneath that, percentage-wise of the population, it was India. It was either India or UK, but I'm pretty sure it was India. Can you try Apex? Can I join you? Let's see if that's down. Looks like it's not quite downloaded yet. 2 of 3 items complete. Apex Legends. Again, love from India. All the best, brother. Appreciate that, Het. How much do you earn from YouTube? That is a good question, and I will actually, let me, oh, I'm not logged in on my new machine. But when I became a YouTube certified partner, the first month, I'm actually going to do a YouTube video on this here in the next month or so. I've got a lot more free time now that I got let go from my last job. But I love making YouTube videos. I love being able to create my own thing. I've been spending the past 10 years doing work for clients, doing my work the exact way that they wanted, and sometimes they weren't exactly sure what they wanted, so there's a lot of redoing things versus putting all of my time into just the creativity. So, I mean, YouTube is a really nice, a really fun, creative outlet. Let me jump into my channel analytics. So, estimated revenue. So I didn't, because of I wasn't in the YouTube partner program until, let's see when that was. So I didn't start making any money at all. My first $1 on YouTube was, it was actually January 27th was my first $1 on YouTube. So then it's been slowly going up, about one or two. I was getting about $1 to $2 per day in February through AdSense, and then in March I was making between $3 and $4 a day. April was closer to $4 to $5, and now in May, yesterday was my biggest day ever. It seems like people are really loving these gaming. Oh, here we go. CPU single core score 1156 points. Very nice. I'll put that down in there. So, anyways, yesterday was my biggest YouTube AdSense day ever. I'm getting close to a little over 2,000 views per day. The videos where I get longer engagements, where people watch the video for a lot longer, I get more money per day on those videos. But yesterday I got almost $10 in one day from AdSense, and then I'm making close to about $60 a month through Amazon affiliate links. Alright, so was there any other questions? How much do you... yes, sir. COVID situation is getting worse. Thus, we're in lockdown, so YouTube is the best way to pass time. That's very true. I've heard that most of the heat issues were ones without liquid cooling. I think it's essential on these machines. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. This machine is liquid cooled, and on this first Cinebench R23 benchmark, it looked like it held up pretty well. So without further ado, we've got Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Witch Hunter 3. I think the first request that I got outside from Apex, which is still downloading, is Cyber 277. You get $10 and you give us $10. What a legend. I appreciate that. Well, I started in July of last year, and I've been doing the giveaway. I started the giveaway a month after I started, doing $10 every week to a random YouTuber that interacted with the channel, and I've been doing that since then. So I was spending about $40 a month on giveaways for about 4 or 5 months before I made any money. So Apex first, let's see. Oh, we got let's see, it's almost done. 2 minutes and 5 seconds. We can wait 2 minutes. Jump on that, or go straight into Cyberpunk. Actually, give me 1 second. I gotta run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be back in 30 seconds. Okay. Yeah, that coffee went straight through me. Apex Legends has 45 seconds remaining, so yeah, we can jump on that one first, since that was the first request. Aside from YouTube, what other streaming services do you guys use? You guys use Netflix or Hulu? Or Disney Plus if you have kids? Kids love Disney Plus. Although they're not as excited about the same characters that I was back in when I was their age. 2 seconds remaining. All right. Let's jump into Apex Legends. I have never actually played Apex Legends before. Do you know specifically where I go to see the FPS? Is that just in settings? Yeah, it seems like Netflix is really popular everywhere. Sorry to hear about your job. You looking to do YouTube full time now? I actually am. There's a few things that I had to get done this week, but I really would love to do YouTube full time. I know it takes a while to build it up, but the channel's been growing a lot quicker over the past few weeks, doing mostly gaming tech versus dad tech. So I might just shift my channel name from dad tech to tech dad. Register. Sign in. So create an account. Actually, I'm just gonna make up a random day. Next, email address. Already registered. Oh, did I already? Maybe I signed up an EA account already. Let me check that real quick. I don't remember my password. MSI Afterburner. Should also get on Twitch and combine them. Twitch seems to be a good source of income for many. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about that. I actually haven't looked into Twitch yet. I'm not like the best gamer. Do people watch Twitch for just people that are good gamers, or do they also watch them for benchmarks and things like that? Motorcycles. Alright, let me jump on Honestly, I found your channel only the other day, and the quality is up with bigger channels. I hope you carry on with it. I really appreciate that, Animal. Electriz. Oh, so you're... Wow, that seems to be a pretty, I would think that was a pretty in-demand name to actually have, to have been able to select that name. Anytime I have something without a number, they say that it's already been used. Alright, just getting my password for this account. Bicycle, bicycle, bicycle. Ascend. There we go. It's more about personality. I've seen some bad gaming but great streams, but Twitch has branched out into general chat. Just whatever you want. Nice. Vlists. Yo, what's up, man? What's going on? Welcome to these benchmarks. We're jumping into Apex Legends right after I reset my password, because that was the first request, and it's a free game. I also have Cyberpunk and The Witcher, a few other games that we're going to be testing out too. Just got to reset this password real quick. Submit. Okay. Password change. Let's do this again. There we go. I will stick with you till your stream ends. Thank you, Electras. Really appreciate that. Yeah, I was thinking of getting the PC you have right now. How much did yours cost? Yep. $4,000. Well, $4,000 with tax. So I forgot the exact price before that. Ooh, this is a cool intro. I have seen this before. Oh, looks like the FPS counter's already at the top. That's good. So in just this part, saying we're getting 300 frames per second. You see any tearing? That's because I turned VSync off. My monitor is not, obviously not 300 hertz. So I turned VSync off so it wouldn't bottleneck me to 60 frames per second. Siraj, keep growing. Oh, thank you, Siraj. Really appreciate that. I'm not exactly sure how much that is in US dollars, but I appreciate anybody that helps me out. I really appreciate that. Tell us more about yourself. Would love to hear. Well, I was born in Atlanta, Georgia, then moved to South Carolina, lived there for a while, and went to school in this school called Full Sail University. It's like $5. Sweet. Thank you very much, Siraj. Much love. Alright, let's skip this. How do I skip? Hold space to skip. There we go. You guys probably already seen that a dozen times. Alright, so now, okay, 283 frames per second. Stop Asian hate. Yes, we do not want to hate anybody. We are all equal. Invite friends. Okay, so Electras, you said you were just Electras on there? Find friend. Electras. Electras, yeah. Search. These all the same people? Is that Electras? These are the same people, right? Send one to that. Friend request sent to Electras. Oh, double E. Oops, I sent one to the wrong person. Electras. There we go. It says online 0 total. Okay, so yeah, more about me personally. I moved to this nice area in South Carolina. Lived there until I graduated high school, and then went to this animation school because I really love drawing. I went to this animation school in Florida called Full Sail University. Oh, the controller one? Search. And after I graduated there, I went there for 3D animation, computer animation. Invite sent. Lobby. I guess I can join your game if you're already in a game. What's going on, Electras? Accept. Ready. So right now we're at 279 frames per second. Let's see what happens when we jump into a highly 3D game. So yeah, and then I wanted to either do animation for Hollywood or commercials or things like that. So I got my first job in Texas doing animation at a company, and was there for about 6 years, then went to a stage company where we did events. And once COVID hit, I lost that job because obviously events were canceled everywhere. Alright, I have not played this game before, but so this is the ultimate newbie at Apex. Do you guys want the volume up a little bit, or do you like it with not that much game volume? You're probably hearing an echo, Electras, with your game on. I don't think my wife's gonna like me too much if I become addicted to this game. Alright. So hopefully I have enough bandwidth for a good game and for this stream to still stay strong. Oh, whoops, I almost punched you. So I'm getting 242 frames per second right now. Let me see if I can turn up some settings. What's the maximum amount of So 16.9. VSync, triple buffered. NVIDIA. I think I have all my settings all the way up. Spot shadow detail very high. What else can I turn up? Triple buffered adaptive. Adaptive half rate. I don't think that's gonna do anything. Yeah, I got my settings completely maxed up. Apply. Oh, snap. Somebody heard me. Oh, it's Electra's.
Oh look, someone wandered into our safe space.
Gaming and relationships rarely go together. Yeah, unless they're gamers. If you're a gamer and you don't have kids, it's definitely doable. Actually, I have a friend who, alright, where's my, do I need to pick up a gun? Why do I not have a gun? Oh, I gotta buy a gun. Round lost. Ouch. Alright, we'll play this one for a little bit unless somebody wants me to jump out and test another game. Okay, so I need to buy, what's a good one? How much money? So I got $15.50. Shotgun SMG. Get that one. And a shotgun. Should be good. There we go. This is a cool game. Electras, how do you sprint? What's the hotkey for that? Wait. Maybe I should just look it up. Settings, controller. Is there not a sprint option? Video. Sprint view shake. Am I missing something? Where is sprint? Shift. Ah. Thank you, sir. Alright, well, I will suck a little bit less now. Oh, snap. So right now I'm getting 236 frames per second. That's incredible. I got every single setting you could possibly maxed out. So what's this orange shield mean? Just gonna follow Electra since he knows a lot more about this than I do. Oh, whoops. Accidentally deployed my healing drone. Ah. Did I miss anything important? Yes, I did. I ran some benchmarks. Let me show you what those were real quick. The multi-core score for Cinebench R23 was 9307, and then the single core was 1156. And right now, doing my first gamer quest benchmarks with Apex Legends, and we're getting some really insane frames per second right now. PC lobbies. Playing 1080p. Yep, this is 1080p. Later on, I'm gonna do some. Gonna connect to my computer or my laptop display, which has a 4K, and show you guys what the benchmarks are with the 4K. So I'll play one more game on this, and then I'll jump into some other benchmarks for you guys. Uh-oh. Where are they at? Ah. Man. Sorry, Electras, I failed you on that one. Alright, so I'm going to jump out and jump onto another... Oops, lead match. Yes. I'm going to jump onto another benchmark test unless there's another specific game that you guys want to see me check out before that. Close window. So, with Apex Legends, I was getting between 240 and 250 frames per second that whole time. That was pretty awesome. So I might just say average 245 when I do the full review. I'm kind of trash. Well, you're a lot better than I was. I don't even have a PC. So you were doing that on your laptop? What gaming laptop do you have? My PC is almost 8 years old and generally only hits 60 to 70 frames per second. You know, I saw a study that was showing that the average human eye doesn't really detect that much more than 60 frames per second. But I mean, then again, apparently there's a lot less input lag on computers that are displaying higher than that. Okay, let's try out the 3D Mark demo. Was one that I was trying before, and then it said that I canceled out of it, which I don't know. You might get a little less frame rate on the Battle Royale mode compared to the game mode you were playing. Oh, okay. So let's redo this benchmark. Because and I'm not going to touch my mouse so that it doesn't cancel out on me again. I don't know what happened with that. You should try Fortnite. It is a very easy game to see FPS ability of your PC. Blist. Can I download that while... Yeah, I'll start that download after the 3D Mark test. I do have to head off of this at 1 p.m. sharp because I need to help out with the baby. My wife is actually going to be on a call a little bit after 1. My baby is almost a year old. Quite happy that my old PC can still play the latest games on medium to high setting though. It was a great PC at the time. Apex first, please. Rishi Kumar. I did just jump onto Apex. I was getting between 240 and 250 frames per second. If I have time at the end of this stream before 1, I can jump on and do another one and join a game with you and Electras if you guys want. I've always wondered, running this test several times, what's happening in this. Like, is it just cool art? I mean, I know she's looking into a like parallel universe, or maybe a parallel time frame. I don't know. So coming from a 3D animation background, some people ask me, hey, does it ruin movies for you? Does it ruin video games for you? And it's actually the exact opposite. I really, really respect the amount of time that it takes to create stuff like this, and I think I actually appreciate games and special effects in movies a lot more because I know how much time and effort and hard work and also talent it takes to create this stuff. What does a PS5 generally get in comparison in terms of frame rate? 120 frames per second. If you train your baby with color differentiation and arrangement, it helps with cognitive development. I might try that. Yeah, most of his toys are really, really colorful toys. But yeah, we got him this cool little shapes hammer thing. It's got these long shapes that you put in, and he loves just hammering those things in. And as soon as the shapes make it all the way down to the bottom, you can flip the toy over again, and then he can hit the top of those shapes again, and it's just this ongoing cycle that he loves. So it's showing the frame rate at the bottom. Right now it's about 100 frames per second doing this test. I don't know if you could see it on your end, but the version of this test that's going on right now, it looks like it has much better anti-aliasing and depth of field effects. There's not as much of the dancing edges because of the anti-aliasing. I didn't look at the bottom on the last one to see if there was a frames per second counter on it. But anyways, we'll get the overall score once this is all done. Any animation stuff you can show us or drawings you have been working on in the past, or the one you love most? Also, what's been baby's name? So my baby's name is Bennett. He was actually he's in one of my videos. There's a YouTube short that I did where he's just giggling like crazy because I made a fart noise and he just started giggling, so I just kept doing the fart noise over and over again, and he just kept laughing and laughing. That video started getting some traction on YouTube Shorts. I think that one's at like 30,000 views or something like that. Yeah, his name's Bennett, and we actually have 2 other kids. My wife has a kid from her past marriage, and then I have a kid from my past marriage, and they're about the same age. So that was really good. Or that was really nice because they love hanging out with each other. What was I going to say? I was about to say something. Oh yeah, I have another YouTube channel that I haven't actually been on in forever. One that I started a long, long time ago that has my... I can put a link in the description for my demo reel that I created that has a lot of my animation stuff that I did. But I love doing animation so much. That's why, even though it takes me a long time to kind of put some of those in the intros, like with the lightsaber unboxing and with the PS5 doing the unboxing, the cool stuff at the beginning. I really like doing that kind of stuff, so I like to kind of make it find its way into some of my videos. But yeah, then there's this other video with Bennett. Which one was it? I found this app where it can make him talk. So I put him in 2 other videos. One was I did a review for the Galaxy Fold 2. I had him talking in there, saying some goofy stuff. And then in this other video, where I'm reviewing the Owlet Smart Sock, he's in there as well, kind of talking back to me, but with a cool little fake face animation. Thanks, Animal. Appreciate that. Alright, I think there's only 3 tests that 3D Mark does, I'm pretty sure. Okay, to the finish. Results. Here we go. Finally, it finished. So, Time Spy score 15,331. That's really good. Graphics score 17,963. CPU score I'm actually going to take a screen grab of this. Forgot a snipping tool, that's right. I use something called Green Shot on my main machine, which I haven't installed on this one yet, that does really good with screenshots. So new file, save as desktop. Let's see, is there any other details at the bottom of this? So there's kind of all the other different spikes. So frequency, megahertz. Yeah, let me jump on to, because some people had concerns about the memory. Some people were saying was down to like 2200 or 2600. Obviously it's not at the full 3200 right here, but this goes to show you that XMP settings, at least for me, wasn't really necessary to change in order to get the maximum amount of your memory that you needed. Powerful enough to run Star Citizen when it's released in 2032. Wow, 2032, that's a long way away. Alright, so just in case I lose this screenshot, I also want to just record it in here real quick. Time 3D mark time spy score 15331, graphics score 17963, CPU score 8377. Looking pretty good. Alright, so I had Geekbench 5. Let's see what that looks like. That was a guess, though. I don't think it's ever going to be released. You never know. Later. OpenCL, Compute API, CUDA, because I like my CUDA. So we'll run the CPU benchmark first. Does he have water-cooled CPU? Yes, Robert, this is water-cooled 3090. I'll be doing a full review that'll be released on Friday. That'll kind of show you more of the internals of the machine that I got, how much I paid for it, what the heating's like. So far with the tests we've done today, the heating was only at 50 degrees. So we'll run some we'll run some more intensive tests. I think some of the stronger graphics games like Forza, I know that one sucks up a lot of power, so we'll see how many frames per second we get on that one, and what the heating's like once we run that test. But I do want to make sure that I do at least Shadow of a Tomb Raider and Forza, since they have really good in-game benchmark tests. I'm thirsty. In person, I'm actually I'm not I wouldn't call myself a shy guy, but I don't usually talk that much. I just don't have a lot of things to say usually in my daily life. So I'm not used to talking this much. So my mouth gets pretty dry. Image in painting. HDR. So you you can see what the CPU is doing during this test. It's at 4.89 gigahertz right now. Let's see what the temperatures are looking like. Ooh, temperature. Oh, it looked like it jumped up to 77 at one point. Advanced view. Robert, did you do anything for fans or just stock? Also, how's the noise on them? Because I heard they loud sometimes. So when I was running a pretty intensive test just a little while ago, I put my handy little decibel reader up on it, and it was at 64 decibels, so it's not quiet, but yeah, they're definitely powerful. It's these are the stock fans. Seen a few videos recommending switching out the fans and adding new ones. Have you thought about trying that? Yes, I actually thought about that because you guys have probably seen in pictures that the top vent is not that big, so it's not built in a really good way for the best optimum heat exhausting, or the heat to escape the box. Alright, so I'm going to record these. Got some pretty good scores. 7708 for the multi-core and 1283 for the single core. Geekbench 5 multi-core 7708, single core 1283. Very nice. So one I'm really excited about jumping on is Forza, because I know how graphic intensive that one is. So let's try that one out. We're going to jack up all the set. Actually, instead of selectively taking every setting and jacking it up, I'm just going to do the highest default setting, since that's kind of what I've done for my other benchmarks for my other videos. So we'll do that. Next. Enter. The graphics on this game are just so awesome. Coming from a 3D guy, 3D animation guy, this is one of those things that I really am a fan of. So, frame rate 60 frames per second. I thought that I could make that go higher. I've looked at independent PC companies and none of them have 3080s or 3090s as an option. Alienware seemed to be the only company that has them at the moment. Yeah, I think that the reason that is because Alienware has actually custom built the 3090. They've made it smaller, so I think other people are buying these gaming PCs just to take the graphics card out and then sell those on eBay or something. I don't think that's as valuable when you take a 3090 that was built for an Aurora R12, when you can't really sell that to anybody else unless they have, maybe you can, I don't know, but I know it was custom built for this one. So I thought there was a way to make the frames per second higher than 60. Maybe it won't bottleneck us at that point. Oh, vertical synchronization off. There we go. So now the frame rate can go as high as we want it to go. Alright, so we got render quality to ultra. Alright, let's do this benchmark. Save. If they're custom built, would that mean that they would be incompatible elsewhere? I think so, because it's, I mean, it's small. It's a smaller graphics card. I saw this other YouTuber that had a giant, a regular size 3090, and he had it next to the Alienware one, and the Alienware one was quite a bit smaller. Oh, I already did that. Enter. Back. Benchmark mode. Do you want to continue? Yes. Whoa, look at that. 318 frames per second right now. Well, I mean, we haven't done anything yet. We're not looking at 3D, but... This is fun, actually, being able to talk to the people that watch these videos, getting some very useful feedback. What's the GPU temps, by the way? Right now, they are 49 degrees Celsius right now. CPU is at 58. But I'll open that back up right there at the end of this benchmark too, just to see what it's looking like once it's going on full blast. I think this was a game that I installed on the regular hard drive and not the SSD. That's why it's taking longer to load up. Should have gotten a bigger SSD drive. That's good considering it's stock fans and high-end GPU and CPU. I think it's, I don't know if some of those other comments from people about the heating, I wonder if they were using one that's not liquid cooled, because this one is liquid cooled, and I haven't run into any heating issues yet. I don't know why this game is specifically taking so long with the benchmark though. So all of my settings are jacked up, so we'll see what we're about to get. So we're getting 102 right now. We're getting 80 frames per second with all these settings jacked up. And I mean, this is looking really good on my machine without any of the streaming compression. Looks really nice. Obviously there's screen tearing a little bit because I'm running at a higher frames per second than my monitor can handle. I'd like to see the temps on 4K gaming. Alright, yeah, we'll jump on that. We'll jump on that before 1. Or at least 1440. Temps will go up when the GPU and CPU are actually under load. Loading screen was 30 to 40% GPU load. That's true. So I would think that right now, I'm going to let it run its benchmark so that interrupting it doesn't affect what the final score is. But then I'll run the benchmark again with even more settings jacked up and see what we're getting as far as heating. Yeah, the graphics on this game are really impressive. Forgot how old it is. I know it's definitely not brand new, but they set it up to look really good. Alright, so we got achieved 90 frames per second. That's pretty good, considering what we jacked everything up to. Can I take a screenshot of this? I'm going to take a picture of it, because my screenshot tool's not working. So right now, got 59 degrees Celsius, 59 on the CPU, but let's do the benchmark again after we change some settings. Okay, full screen, brightness settings, show FPS, motion blur, long. That'll turn it up a little bit. User interface scale. Motion blur quality, ultra, shadow quality, extreme, dynamic geometry quality, extreme. This is some of the anti-aliasing. Ultra, reflection quality, ultra. I hope I don't break this machine. These are some pretty insane settings that I'm setting this up to. Extreme, extreme, ultra. I haven't done this on any benchmark test yet, turning everything that's possible to turn on. So I'm going to save that, and let's cross our fingers and hope this doesn't destroy the machine. Did it? Okay, here we go. So halfway through the benchmark, I'm going to... Oh, did it, like, restart the whole game? I'm going to make sure it saved those settings before I run the benchmark. Some of you might be wondering why I wear this shirt so much. I think that from a lot of the reading and videos that I've been watching about growing a YouTube channel, I've just been seeing a lot of things about consistency and establishing like a look, or well, I mean, this is one of the shirts that I like, but establishing something that is consistent so that it's something that when people see thumbnails and videos, it's recognizable if they've never clicked on your videos before. Just something to establish. Alright, so yeah, everything's set to extreme. Benchmark mode. Enter. Let's see what happens. These are some pretty insane settings that I just set up, so I'll be surprised if we're above 60, honestly, after everything I just turned up. I feel like this is the closest that you can get to like hang out with the people that are part of your channel. It's kind of fun. How long have I had the game for? Or how long have I had the computer? Computer I've had for a little over a week now. Can someone clarify how the PS5 and new Xbox 4K works? I've heard that true 4K is rarely used because the frame rate is poor, so they use an upscaled false 4K like the Xbox One. Is that right? I've used a PS5 before on my 4K TV, and it looked like true 4K to me. I mean, upscaled is basically just like a highly anti-aliased 1080p, which kind of blurs the jagged edges. But no, it's capable of 4K on all games. Yeah, the computer I've had for a little over a week now. Actually, no. It's closer to 2 weeks because I've already done the unboxing video, and I recorded that at the beginning of last week. And I had it for a few days before I had time to record that because I was working on another video. 89 frames per second. Wow, it only dropped 1 frame per second after all of that. So, heating temperature on this GPU is only 64 degrees after all of that. That's pretty impressive. Alright, just in case I run out of time, since it's 12:40, I'm going to jump onto a 4K test of this. And to do that, I need to disconnect one of my monitors. I'm using a Streamcaster right now. So I need to disconnect the monitor that's 1080p so it goes just into my laptop so that I can enable the 4K. Which means I need to only look at my laptop. Which is smaller in my OBS settings. So now I need to set this display settings to 4K. Should be letting me go to 4K now. There we go. There it is. 3840 by 2160. Alright, so that's set. Now I'm having to look at just my laptop screen, which is a lot smaller. And I'm looking in a windowed OBS. I don't know if I can full screen my OBS. View full screen interface. I can do that, but now I can't see the chat. I guess it doesn't really help me too much though. I get confused over upscaled and true 4K. Glad to know that the PS5 is decent in 4K. Which laptop do you use? So my personal laptop is the Alienware M17 R3. That's the one that I do all my editing on. I really like that one a lot. I do get a blue screen error, probably, I'd say, once a week though. I do push it pretty hard though with my edits. When you're doing 4K video editing, it kind of sucks up a lot of power. So I'm going to jump back onto this. Video options. I would think that it should, now that I'm on a 4K monitor. Ultra Extreme. Let's go down a preset. I did this before I started this stream. I did a 4K test with Doom. Routing only to my laptop. Let me go into Doom then and see. Maybe I just need to restart this game for it to work. Close window. Yeah, I'm gonna jump into Doom. Wow, it's hard to see stuff on here. Loading, loading, loading. Did you get it from Dell or Amazon, and how long was it shipping? I got mine custom built from Dell. They said it was going to take me, or they said it was going to take a month to deliver, and then 12 days early I got an email from them saying, surprise, it's coming now. And it was delivered that day. It was pretty cool. Alright, so play. Please give me the 4K option since I am on a 4K monitor now. It's weird that it's windowed right now. Alright. Customize. No, I want my settings. Video settings. 2160. Oh, that's because it's set the for some reason it keeps setting the aspect ratio to 1610 instead of 16:9. Now I can do 3840 by 2160. So we're gonna jack up all these settings. Oh, we're gonna jack up the preset setting. Where was that again? Overall quality, ultra nightmare. Yeah, that's it. Really appreciate this stream as I'm hopefully getting an Aurora in the next couple of months, so it's good to see how it runs. Congratulations, you're gonna love it. You thinking about getting the 3090? I think there's still 3090s left. Alright. Do you want to discard them? No, I do not want to discard them. So now, once I hit apply, this game will be running in 4K. Back. And let's go into the campaign mode and see what kind of frames per second we get. Wow, so we're getting 180, 190. That's pretty impressive. Oh yeah. Yeah, the 3080 is still, I mean, there's not one person that's going to be like, oh man, I only got a 3080. That's definitely, that's a good one. My R12 is in a few days, although I just opted for the AMD Radeon RTX, or RX 6800 to save money. Yeah, you definitely need to be conscious of the budget. Especially during COVID times, it's not a machine for everybody. I thought you're supposed to jump up on this part. So without any other characters in here, you're looking at over 200 frames per second. Let's go and see what some more crazy characters do to the frames per second. out? Oh, E. Skip. Am I covering up a button? No. Back. What am I missing here? Is there a way we can buy a gaming laptop from US and ship it to India, as most of the high-end models aren't available in India market yet? That I'm not sure of. I don't know about the whole, like, the tax issues and the importing issues and things like that. How much more expensive it would be just in the shipping process alone, if it was shipped from the United States. I forgot how to get out of this part. use. Why am I not remembering how? Oh, unlock. There we go. Because it didn't unlock it yet. There we go. Oh, yeah. Okay, so now we got some characters in here. Still looking at 160, 150, 170. The only thing I don't like about their frames per second counter in Doom is that when you go to 4K, it's like almost impossible to read. You guys might have to blow up your screen in order to see that. Boom. Still 140, 150. So yeah, this is really impressive. Man, this looks really good. Alright, so there's some more settings in here just to push this to the crazy max. That's the difficulty. I'm gonna turn up every single possible setting to the highest possibility. HDR on. Motion blur. Ultra nightmare. Performance metrics. Ultra. No, that's just the metrics. The details up there in the corner. Oh, I guess we can turn that up too, just to get more information. Render mode. Oh, that's just the different effects. That doesn't really show you how cool it is. Colorblind rendering mode. Advanced overall quality. So overall quality, so there's custom in there. Does that give you the option to make it even more Ultra Nightmare than Ultra Nightmare? No, pretty much Ultra Nightmare is the highest that you can go. Sharpening, 33. Resolution scaling mode. No. Depth of field on. So it's already pretty up there with all of its settings. Alright, so apply these changes. Accept. Let's see what we get. I was expecting something around 80 to 90 frames per second on 4K, so I'm really impressed. Yeah, I agree, it was a lot faster than I thought it would be. So 140, 150, 160, 200. So after the characters die, you get a good boost in your... That's one reason to just kill these guys. Get some better FPS. Oh, I'm about to die. So 160. Wow, it's rendering like 5 different guys right now, and we're still seeing 160, 130. Wow. I'm impressed, guys. I've heard 3090 is only worth the money if you do streaming or art design. Yeah, I do art design and 4K rendering, so it's definitely something that's helpful for me. Averaging around 150, yep. Sure you want to quit, accept. So that's impressive. Getting about 150 average on Doom with every single setting maxed out at 4K. Now let's jump into Shadow of a Tomb Raider, because that one's pretty intensive. They've got a really nice benchmark tool in there. I'm going to record Doom in here real quick for the ultimate review. Doom Eternal 150. And here we go, Shadow of a Tomb Raider. We're going to try this at 4K. Oh wow, it's already 12:54. So this will have to be the last one that I do. But yeah, definitely guys, check out the full review, because I'll be putting some more numbers up there as well. But yeah, it was really fun hanging out with you guys, giving you guys exactly what you were looking for. Play. Yeah, sorry, I have to keep getting so close to the screen, looking at this in my tiny little OBS screen, so I can actually read stuff. Allow Shadow of a Tomb Raider to automatically capture highlights of your gameplay. No, I don't want it to capture things, because I don't want that to affect the benchmarks. Well, thank you, Animal House. It's glad to have you on. It's glad to kind of meet you guys a little bit more. Can create a link to your account. Okay, skip. I just want to see my benchmarks. Options, displaying graphics. So it's at high. I think high is the highest. Yeah. There's no ultra or anything fancy like that. Oh, one thing I have to say about Doom. In order to install that, I had to reinstall DirectX 12 on my Aurora. First, I was getting this error, and I read up on it and had to reinstall it in order for that to work. Texture quality. Oh, there's an ultra. That's right. Ultra. Yeah, highest. That's the one. Run benchmark. Alright, guys. This probably takes about 5 minutes, so this will be the last one that we do today. Sorry if there were some other games we weren't able to get to, but I'll definitely put those numbers up for you guys in the full review. Thank you. Your stream is the most greatest stream I've seen in my whole life, or in my life. Wow. I hope that's true, because that would make me feel really good. It's my first stream. So we're looking at 81 frames per second, 70, 60. These are kind of closer to what I was expecting with 4K. 60. But, I mean, look how many people are in this scene. That's a lot of moving characters. A lot of skinned rigs, animations, each with their own texture maps. That makes a lot of sense. It does. When you know you're getting the maximum out of it, the best of the best, it does feel pretty good. So now we're looking at 94, 80. Ooh, we went down to 40 at one point. It's a lot of leaves though. A lot of leaves at 4K. And the anti-aliasing and lighting effects is just awesome. You don't see any jagged edges whatsoever. Depth of field. Yeah, Shadow of a Tomb Raider definitely has a really intense benchmark, which is really good. Also, I'll jump out of this real quick once it's done, just to show you what the CPU and GPU temperatures got to. Man, look at all that detail. Ooh, we're going down to 50. Got down to the 50s there. I want to try and... I haven't done this on my laptop yet, running a 4K test with Shadow Tomb Raider. I think I'm going to do one of those on a different day, just to see how it does. Similar videos mentioning this game is graphics intensive. Yeah. Yeah, I figured it would be. Well, there you go. Average frames per second, 71. I mean, that's not bad. I don't know if I can take a screenshot of this. I'm going to just take a screenshot. And let me make sure. Oh, I'm going to definitely make sure I had my... Where's the resolution? Yeah, the resolution was set to 4K. Average frames per second, 71. Well, there you have it, guys. I'm pretty impressed with the 4K. The benchmarks on everything else, especially in 1080p, were just insane. Thank you guys for watching my first stream. It was definitely nice chatting with you guys, getting some feedback, and giving you guys exactly what you're looking for. Keep an eye out for my next full review video coming on Friday. But that's it for today. Thank you for watching, guys. I love you guys. God bless.